This is a special edition of KATU News on your side.
And good evening. Thank you for joining us for this digital edition of KATU News at 5, everybody. I'm Steve Dunn.
I'm Deborah Knapp. We begin with breaking news tonight. Disgraced Oregon Governor and former Portland Mayor Neil Goldschmidt has died.
That's according to our news partners at Willamette Week. Goldschmidt served as governor from 1987 to 91. He was mayor in the 1970s. His career unraveled in 2004 when he admitted to sexually abusing a 14-year-old girl when he was mayor. Goldschmidt was not charged with a crime due to the statute of limitations. Willamette Week reporter Nigel Jaquist broke the story of the allegations against Goldschmidt. Jaquist spoke with KATU this afternoon.
I was stunned. I'm still stunned 20 years later. The idea that this man, who was the most successful politician of his day, who had been covered by a much more robust press than we have now, he was the most well-covered politician in Oregon for decades, and for this to have remained a secret from the late 1970s until 2004 still surprises me. It's still shocking.
Oregon Senator Ron Wyden commented on Goldschmidt's death, saying, quote, Neil Goldschmidt's abuse of a young girl destroyed her life, a horrific act that should make any other discussion of his political career moot. If you'd like to learn more about Goldschmidt's past, you can find information and past reporting on our website at KATU.com. You can also hear more from Nigel Jaquist tonight on KATU News after the NBA Finals.
Anytime you close a major highway, there's going to be a lot of disruption to the public.
Well, get ready for 12 hours on July 14th. ODOT will close I-84 from I-5 to 205 for graffiti and litter removal. Union Pacific and TriMet also plan to shut down their services.
The project is possible because of funding from the state. KATU's Emily Gersh is live in southeast Portland, where crews are clearing graffiti today. So, Emily, what can people expect to see on the roadways this summer?
Yeah, Deb, well, they can expect to see a lot more graffiti removal. This is what one portion of a pedestrian walkway looked like in southeast Portland earlier today. And over here is what it looks like now. This is after crews came through to clear graffiti. ODOT says this is because of new funding that recently became available. If you live in the Portland area, it's hard to miss the graffiti and trash along I-84. On July 14th, ODOT plans to fix that. From midnight to noon, I-84 between I-5 and I-205 will close while crews clear graffiti. Several other agencies, including TriMet, Union Pacific Railroad, the City of Portland, and Multnomah County, will also take advantage of the closure by conducting maintenance and cleaning up litter.
We've never really embarked on a project like this with all these different agencies involved. We want to make this happen.
In April, Governor Tina Kotek signed a budget amendment providing $4 million to ODOT for graffiti removal. Before that, the department ran out of money for clearing graffiti in April 2023.
That's why nothing was touched from the middle of April of 2023 till April of 2024.
Robert Berry is the owner of Portland Graffiti Removal, the company ODOT is contracting with to do a backlog of projects. He says graffiti is a never-ending problem, and this pot of money is only a short-term solution.
There's a lot of things that need to be worked on, and graffiti is just one of those issues, but we want to try to make it like it used to be here in Portland.
Now, ODOT says there should be enough money for graffiti removal until June 2025. We're live in southeast Portland tonight. Emily Gersh, KATU News.
All right, Emily, thank you. Also tonight, investigators are working to learn what caused a fire at a Tigard apartment building. Happened early this morning off Southwest 108th Avenue. No one was hurt in the fire, but one person was treated for a medical issue unrelated to the fire. 15 people and several pets are displaced.
Firefighters in Clark County say a fire at the Erica Village Apartments in Hazeldale caused portions of the building to collapse. Fortunately, no one was hurt. The fire started about 5 o'clock yesterday night on a second-floor balcony. It spread quickly to the third floor and attic. 6 units were damaged, 18 people were displaced. The cause of the fire is being investigated.
And tonight, the city of Vancouver is asking residents for help balancing a $43 million budget shortfall. KATU's Shelby Slaughter joins us live from Vancouver now. And Shelby, the city is starting a survey today.
Yeah, that's right, Steve. And city officials hope that people pick up the phone when they call so that they could provide feedback on what could be some pretty big decisions involving the city.
We are looking at an approximate $43 million deficit that's been forecasted for the general street and fire funds for the 25 and 26 biennium.
Vancouver's budget in need of some balancing. City manager Eric Holmes and other city officials telling KATU they'll spend the entire summer making sure that happens. Right now, these are the budget cuts on the table. Local police and fire departments are facing 5% reductions. All other departments, including Public Works and Parks and Recreation, are looking at a 15% decrease.
This deficit reflects the reoccurring structural deficit that local governments face in Washington due to the allowable revenue and expense options that we have here in the state.
One idea on the table, a tax on video streaming. It's still up for debate, but the city says it has not succeeded anywhere else in the United States.
Upon additional research, we have found that no jurisdiction pretty much in the United States has been successful in levying the tax as well as generating and actually seeing collection of that revenue.
And again, this will take place throughout the entire summer, developing this budget, and the city manager, Eric Holmes, will then present it in the fall. KATU will be on your side following any of these new developments. Reporting live in Vancouver, I'm Shelby Slaughter, KATU News.
Shelby, thank you. The Kelso School District is continuing its winning streak. For the past few years, the district has graduated most or all of its students who are homeless.
Many of those teens are graduating with high GPAs. KATU's Christina Giardinelli joins us live in the studio now. The odds are not in their favor for sure.
Yeah, you know, that's right. The graduation rate for students experiencing homelessness in the entire state of Washington is only 63%. In Oregon, it's only 60%. Kelso High School just graduated 100% of its students experiencing homelessness. I drove up there this week to find out how the district's making this happen. Graduation day. Every school does it a little differently, from the band to the colors and...
We began with Tide Pod challenges, ripped jeans, slime making,
the flavor of speeches. But Kelso High School also stands out in ways that are a little less visible. And if you ask Nancy Baldwin, she'll tell you that's a good thing.
There's a time to be unique and different. It's not in high school. You just want to blend in.
Helping students experiencing homelessness blend in is Baldwin's full-time job.
When you look down the hall when they're walking, when you look into a class, you're not going to be able to pick out which ones are on my caseload.
Building that seamless facade takes a lot of support when students don't have a home. They find it at the Family Resource Center across the street.
They come and try on jewelry at lunchtime or before a dance. Kids know they can come up here and open these cupboards and take whatever they need whenever they need it. There's not usually a day that goes by that there's not something spinning in it.
When she's not cooking or stocking the pantry, Baldwin is finding homes for families.
I could work on that 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. Housing is hard. The qualifications to rent in Cowlitz County are extremely difficult.
Many of the students on her caseload are going at it alone without parents in the picture.
You're the person they call.
For everything, for everything.
When they break down. Or
when they break down, when they need something to eat, when they have a class.
When they make a bad decision?
Lots of times when their boyfriend or girlfriend breaks up with them.
Makoa Perez is one of those students.
Really, it's been mostly about not only graduating high school and figuring out what I want to do after as my secondary career, but it has also been about housing and about, you know, keeping myself stable.
Finding that stability means working 2 jobs and living with roommates.
Managing an entire shift with a crew not only older but some younger, with different schedules to attend to and different breaks to accommodate. It was definitely difficult.
He does it with a little help from his phone planner and plenty of support from Baldwin.
When I come in and this place lights up with warmth. They show kindness to everyone who walks through those doors. And
Perez just graduated with a 3.97 GPA, multiple college credits, a curriculum full of community services, and most importantly, a full-ride scholarship to Washington State University.
I do not have to work my first year of college, which makes me insanely happy.
The school just graduated 100% of students experiencing homelessness. The overall homeless student graduation rate in Washington is 63.2%. In Oregon, it's 60.6%. Baldwin says her work is worth it, but not always easy.
At graduation this year, I know I was the only mom there for, probably 10 or 11 of my kids. And in my head, I'm thinking, gosh, if a mother would just please walk through the door.
Now, McCall was also his class president and was chosen to give a speech at graduation.
It's pretty stunning information you just gave us, Christina. We'll be interested to follow their careers for sure. Thank you for that tonight.
Well, nursing mothers now have a private place to feed their little ones while attending events at Providence Park. The Portland Timbers and Providence Health opened a new lactation pod this season. They invited us to check it out this week. It's a quiet and comfortable space with protection from whatever the weather is throwing at us. There's also a cozy chair and electrical outlets for equipment charging. The idea came from a local mom and soccer fan.
This allows everyone to fully enjoy the experience of being a Thorn supporter and a Timber supporter, and knowing that no one has to feel excluded from this enjoyment. You get to enjoy it as a baby, right? Our now 15, 16-month-old has enjoyed almost every single Thorns and Timbers game because I'm able to bring him with me and not have to stress out about, oh, I have to bring a bottle in this with me to make sure that he can enjoy this experience.
The lactation pod is located along the stadium's east side concourse between gates C and D.
Portland's famous women's sports bar, the Sports Bra, is going international. It's hosting a pop-up next week in Cannes, France. The Women's Sports House experience will feature speakers from the business and sports industries, plus special events celebrating women's sports. It's part of the Cannes Lions International Festival of Creativity. Well, the costume Tanya Harding wore at the 1994 U.S. Figure Skating Championships is up for auction. The red sequin outfit was worn by Harding the day after that infamous attack on Nancy Kerrigan, forcing her to withdraw from the competition. Harding went on to win the gold. The same costume was also worn during the 1994 Winter Olympics. It's one of several items being offered in the Leland's 2024 Summer Classic auction, which also includes the Holy Grail of LeBron James cards. Right now, bidding for Harding's costume stands at $3,000. The auction runs through June 29th.
I would imagine that's going to go up much higher, don't you think?
I think it's yours, Deb, for
Mine?
the right price.
I don't think I'd fit into it. Storm Tracker 2 weather now. Here's a live look from the Oregon coast from our In at Spanish Head resort camera, the camera in Lincoln City. Tonight we have a first 9 p.m. sunset of the year. Dave Slesky joins us.
Can't wait for that. No, I cannot wait for always the first 9 p.m. sunset.
You can't wait for that? Do you like set your calendar?
I set it every single year.
Well, you've got a few days this because remember, we go to the summer solstice on the 20th of June. And after that, things kind of begin to get a little shorter as far as daylight goes. But a gorgeous early evening out there. As you can see, 55 degrees, the temperature this hour from our live camera there in Spanish Head. Down in Wine Country, Solar Estates, sun-filled skies there as well, 73. And how about here in Portland, up on top of the Standard Insurance Tower, 74, the current temperature with northwest winds now at about 8 miles an hour. Here are your highs today. We hit 74 again out at PDX, 73 up in Vancouver. A little cooler on the coast, but again, sun-filled skies, not bad, 63 in both Tillamook and Astoria. Warmer, obviously, east of Cascades. There you have 82 in the Dalles, 80 for Redmond, 79 in Pendleton, and 80 degrees this afternoon out east in the Baker City area. So on the visible satellite imagery, again, high and dry all across the state today. You can see there's the coast, cloud-free. There's the Willamette Valley, cloud-free. Cascades, central and eastern Oregon, looks great. Repeat this again tomorrow, before we begin to see some changes taking place going into Friday and heading in towards Father's Day weekend. Now, here's our hour-by-hour forecast. So, computer model here is lagging a little bit compared to what's actually going on. You can see on our satellite imagery, no clouds on the coast, but our model here is bringing some clouds on shore this evening. We're going to be fair and dry overnight tonight and going into tomorrow on Saturday. There we are in the morning hours. We'll go now into Thursday afternoon. As you can see, perhaps a few increased high clouds, but I'm still thinking mostly sunny skies for you for tomorrow on Thursday. This cold front begins to change our weather pattern around. beginning early on Friday with some increasing clouds coming onshore. The model right now is suggesting perhaps a few rain showers up in parts of western Washington by Friday afternoon. Okay, I'll go with that. And then we get in towards Saturday, cooler, cloudy, and damp conditions across the region. Rain showers, perhaps even some thunder showers here locally, and maybe some snow in the Cascades, say above the 6,000 to 7,000 foot elevation. Now again, the precipitation does not start until Saturday, but once it does, between Saturday morning through Sunday evening, we're talking maybe upwards of 2/10 to 3/10 of an inch of rain for that 48-hour period. Again, not a lot of rain, but it will dampen things down. It'll help with allergy problems, though, because get that pollen out of the air. In the meantime, forecast tomorrow for the coast, sunshine with increasing clouds late in the day. 61 for your high for Astoria, 59 for Owaka, Washington, and 64 in Tillamook. Now, in the Willamette Valley, it is sunny and warm. High tomorrow about 77 for Salem, 78 in Troutdale, and 73 up in Longview, with north winds about 5 to 15 miles an hour. Gorge, sunny skies and warm. Highs tomorrow be in the 80s in the Gorge, 80 for Hood River, 83 for the Dalles, 68 tomorrow up at Government Camp. And then on the east side of the Cascades, sunny and warm. North winds about 5 to 15, 84 in Pendleton, close to 90 in John Day, and it will be 90 in Burns tomorrow. On a 7-day forecast, 49 tonight here in the Rose City, 79 for your high tomorrow on Thursday, 71 on Friday. Saturday right now, rain showers and 65. Father's Day looks to be showery and maybe a chance of some thunder showers and about 67 before warmer and drier weather return on Monday, Tuesday, and by next Wednesday, back in the low 80s.
So you get out of doing yard work. That's good.
That's a very good way to look at it. I like the way she thinks. An aerial acrobatic act is making its way to Portland. Cirque du Soleil Kuza is coming to the big top at the Portland Expo Center. Kuza is about a clown who finds himself in a bizarre but exotic world on a journey of self-discovery. This week, you can enter to win 4 tickets to the show on August 22nd, 7:30 p.m. Just go to KATU.com/contests. A winner will be drawn each day. The show kicks off August 21st, runs through October 6th. Hope to see you there.
Well, that does it for this digital edition of KATU News at 5 o'clock. Thanks so much for joining us.
We'll be back with more local news and weather right after Game 3 of the NBA Finals. See you later. This is your KATU News Flash Briefing. I'm Steve Dunn. Former Oregon Governor and Portland Mayor Neil Goldschmidt has died, as reported by our news partners at Willamette Week. Goldschmidt served as governor from 87 to 91. He was mayor in the 1970s. His career unraveled in 2004 when he admitted to sexually abusing a 14-year-old girl when he was mayor. Portland's famous women's sports bar, the Sports Bra, is going international. It's hosting a pop-up next week in Cannes, France. The Women's Sports House experience will feature speakers from the business and sports industries, plus special events celebrating women's sports. It's part of the Cannes Lions International Festival of Creativity.